Huh?
Oh my god, why are you so angry?
Because the youth of society.
Stop right there, criminal scum!
Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I've been spending a lot of time covering all of the drama surrounding Hogwarts Legacy, including Silvervale and other VTubers being harassed for playing the game. But I have to be honest with you, viewer, sometimes it gets a little tiring. Sometimes I just feel like I need a break to step away from controversial topics, which is why I wanted to find something that I could cover that might be a little bit lighter today. So I came across this article that features two things that have definitely never been involved in any kind of controversy: Ubisoft and the police. We have this article from Bounding Into Comics, a link will be in the description below. Ubisoft teams up with UK police to handle extreme cases of in-game speech deemed life-threatening. We want to be on the right side of history.
Oh, fuck me. Fuck me, fuck me.
This reminds me of when EA said something similar with Battlefield 5, that they wanted to be on the right side of history. So of course for their World War II game, they featured a semi-robotic woman with one fake arm. That's certainly one side of history to be on, I suppose. With a topic like this, it's pretty easy to sensationalize things. I don't think Ubisoft is looking to lock up their customers, but there are some pretty frightening implications with this. For example, the article starts off by saying Ubisoft has announced they are working with UK police to track and potentially arrest players for their in-game speech when there's a credible threat to life. So the first thing that jumps out at me is, who's defining what a credible threat to life is? Like, I was playing Warzone the other day and somebody said they were going to fuck my mom to death. Is this not a credible threat? Who knows? This person could come over here with a massive dick. I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe it is credible. And obviously, I'm joking. But we have thought police, speech police is out there. I mean, you have people in Canada being arrested because they say there are only two genders. You had Count Dankula being arrested because he had his dog do a Nazi salute. I'm not laughing because he got arrested. I'm laughing because if I don't try to find some kind of humor in that, I'm going to lose my mind. So before we get further into this, if you enjoy me and want to support the content that I create, be sure to drop a like on this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video around. Introduce your friends to Metal Gear Mando content that they so desperately need. Now, before I continue with this article, I want to make sure that I'm perfectly clear on this. I am not a lawyer. None of what I'm saying in here is legal advice, but I do know a lawyer who you might be able to call. He's in high demand, don't get me wrong. I can't promise anything, but he's worth a shot. I hear he's very good.
Jakey, I'm turning that law to protect you from all of this. You're probably going to jail. Well, not you, but maybe you, if you do crimes. I guess really it just depends. Okay, bye.
The article continues with, Ubisoft has made a deal with Northumbria Police, who operate across the northeast of England, and had been in development for a long time. Along with specialist officers who handle harmful online interactions, educating Ubisoft's Newcastle Customer Relationship Center, Ubisoft can escalate extreme cases to the police. These cases reportedly include a threat to life or potential serious harm. The relevant information is forwarded to the police, who ultimately decide if they need to act, though Newcastle staff can recommend legal action. It was also noted that less than 0.1% of cases the center dealt with needed police involvement, quote, a handful of cases each month. I think any normal person reading this would think to themselves that sounds pretty reasonable. We don't want death threats or bomb threats being handled. Wait, can I even be talking about this on YouTube? Is this gonna get me like a channel strike? I'm just saying all of the problematic words for YouTube algorithm, like Gamergate, gamer word, bomb threat. For the average person, this sounds pretty reasonable, but you and I unfortunately spend enough time online to know that this probably isn't going to go over very well. Because the people who like to be in charge of these kind of policies typically lean pretty far to the left, and they wield that power with an extremely heavy hand. And not only that, but people are just stupid in general. I mean, have you guys seen recently, it came out that Spanish apparently is now transphobic? There's a lot of stupid people out there, and they're going to consider a lot of things threats to life or credible threats that really aren't. You have the words are violence crowd out there. Again, look at Hogwarts Legacy. You have people thinking that the game is perpetuating anti-trans sentiment, that it's actually doing harm to trans people. Could Hogwarts Legacy's existence not be deemed a credible threat to life? Spoiler alert, it isn't. I'm just saying people are stupid. You basically just have these companies that are trying to virtue signal, and this next quote kind of backs that up. Ubisoft's Andrew Holliday told the BBC, "This isn't just a gaming problem, it's an internet problem. There's a real appetite to make the whole ecosystem a better place." This just plays into the further infantilization of gamers and people in general, really. I mean, I hate to sound like a boomer, but I was playing games back when Modern Warfare 2 lobbies were a thing, and I think that if parents heard the way we were talking to each other back then, that would have shut gaming down a lot faster than anything else, because we were saying some pretty horrific shit to each other. I'm honestly surprised we don't have some kind of online gaming council to determine if what we were doing back then were war crimes today. But I guess instead we have real companies partnering with real-life police to arrest people for naughty things they say in games. What really freaked me out about this whole thing, and again, I want to stress, I don't think this is going to be super widespread or anything like that, but it is troubling that companies are thinking this way, because when one company starts doing something, especially something that's like a virtue signal like I think this is, you're gonna see other companies hop on board. You can't just let one company try to hunt down those imaginary dollars where they don't exist from people who probably aren't going to buy your product anyway. And that's what I thought about the whole time I was reading through this article. It's like, who's actually excited about this? Who really gives a shit? Like, a normal person's not going to buy a game or do not buy a game just because this policy is implemented or not implemented. So what it leads me to believe is that they're trying to show off to organizations who would think, wow, look at this, they're really trying to do something, really trying to crack down on the cyberbullies. I wonder if this has anything to do with Tencent trying to buy out Ubisoft. It just seems like a very Tencent move. You know, if you say something bad about the CCP while playing Genshin Impact, they're gonna come banging down your door. Except I guess in this case, they're gonna be screaming British shit at you. The part that gets really freaky with this article is this next section here. However, the scheme may extend far beyond the UK's borders, no matter where the perpetrator lives. Holiday brings up one recent case in Norway, recalling, "Things were said and behaviors displayed that hit our threshold for intervention. There was threat to life or serious harm. The agreement with Northumbria Police meant that after we flagged it, even though it wasn't a UK citizen, they were able to get Norwegian authorities involved." Now, I have seen in-game chat logs be used to track down murderers. Like, I was just watching a story the other day, I can't remember the YouTube channel, but long story short, this kid confessed to murdering his friend to his girlfriend online in a World of Warcraft chat room. And then that chat log was used to help in the conviction of that kid who committed the murder. So there are good things that can come of something like that. I just find it kind of weird that you can shit talk somebody in an online game who lives in a completely different country and then the police come knocking on your door. And I do think a big part of this is how vague they're being with this. And again, that vagueness could just be because not really a whole lot comes of this, and they are just trying to impress different organizations who would actually care about something like this, such as the ADL, who are mentioned in this article. Menahan also notes how the Anti-Defamation League teamed up with Ubisoft, along with other gaming companies and several non-profits in 2020, to combat right-wing extremism and promote social justice in their games. And this is kind of the stuff that people are going to worry about when they see stories like this, because who's classifying right-wing extremism? Normally the people that are pushing for social justice who already have a warped perspective on what words mean and how the world actually operates. So you're letting those people shape companies' policies and procedures, and now they're getting law enforcement involved in things. It's just a really bad idea. And like I said earlier in the video, once you see one company doing it, more are going to follow in their suit because they're not going to allow themselves to be one-upped when it comes to virtue signaling. In December of 2022, Activision Blizzard announced plans for AI moderation and stricter rules, and a US senator grilled Valve over its alleged extremist and anti-Semitic user content on Steam that same month. 1 month later, Blizzard Entertainment launched their audio transcription for reported voice chats in Overwatch 2. I don't think this is the last we've seen of this. I definitely feel like more companies are going to start implementing this if they haven't already and they're just not dumb enough to come out and outright tell you that that's what they're doing. Gone are the days of shit talking, and even though I can understand some people don't want to be subjected to that, I think it's kind of fun every now and then, especially in competitive online environments where there's no real threat of actual violence. But I can get why some wouldn't want to be subjected to that, but then again, that's why we have a mute all button or a function to mute different people in chat. I just think it's kind of shitty and boring that games now are just completely removing voice chat altogether or severely limiting chat functionality in games. I mean, in most games now, you can't even talk to the enemy team anymore. Which is why in Warzone and Call of Duty, when you kill somebody, I love that you get just like a couple of seconds to like throw some shit in there at somebody, or they can yell at you when you down them. I don't know, I think it makes things fun. This is a pretty interesting topic for me, and I would love to know your thoughts down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like, and if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of my future videos. And if you want to go the extra mile, share this video around because it really does help me out. Before we go, as always, I want to give a huge shout out to all of my badass channel members. Thank you all so much. If you want to join this elite rank of Chad gamers, all you have to do is hit the join button right down there, down next to subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, I will see you in the next video.